Lady Charles took 1.2 million bribe from Bin Laden after the 9/11 attack. Terrible. William Shatner, dementia, nightmare at age 91. Terrible. Reminder to turn down your contrast, your brightness on your device so it won't be so bright in your room. And maybe if it's not so bright in your room, you can fall asleep quicker and easier, and perhaps you can be the winner in an ongoing challenge. First one, fall asleep, wins. So, maybe I'll see. The camera down a little bit. Alec Baldwin's wacky wife, Hilaria, is blaming an industry conspiracy for trying to destroy her troubled husband. Remember that? He shot that person on the set. Terrible. Here's his wife with all their kids. 6 little ones. That's a lot of kids. She's terrified she's gonna lose her cushy life as yoga teacher to the stars. Eva Mendes was persuaded by a fellow actress to return to the big screen, sources say. Ryan Gosling is already fighting with Eva Mendes about going back. Spies tell us. There they are. They had at one point talked about ditching Hollywood, insiders say. Here's Ryan Gosling with Emma Stone, Claire Foy. Now they're in a fight about her going back to the screen. They've invested a lot of time and effort into their relationship over the past 11 years. And Ryan fears the two-actor household could tear them apart. Terrible. I remember Dr. Ruth. She's got something to talk about, I guess. Wendy Williams. Remember with the Wendy Williams show? I think they still call it Wendy Williams, but she's not on it. Well, she bizarrely claims she has married a New York Police Department officer named Henry. But a rep later clarified the former talk show host has merely began dating him and got carried away. Well, 6 years after Prince died, his massive estate has finally been settled. Approximately $6 million in cash and $150 million in music rights will now be divided among his heirs. And mom manager Kris Jenner isn't known for her pipes, but her 2021 cover of Jingle Bells with daughter Courtney singing along has become a surprise hit. It gets about 8,000 streams a month, even during summer. Megyn Kelly and Chris Cuomo. News Nation is chasing after them to come on to their show. If Megyn joins News Nation, she would revive the tough firecracker personality that made her a household name in insider titles. They're saying that NBC and Megyn were a bad fit from day one. Oh, Cardi B is panting after a movie breakthrough, but the Hollywood bigwigs she burned think she's a flighty flake. Insiders tell the National Enquirer. The raunchy rapper, aged 29, abruptly pulled out of the high-profile flick Assisted Living earlier this year, just 1 week before it was due to start shooting, forcing the filmmakers to scrap the project entirely. But sources say that the plastic surgery glutton and former stripper, her real name is Belsalis Almanzar, is still keen to build on her previous success playing a Bronx-born go-go dancer in Hustlers alongside Jennifer Lopez 2019. So nothing has really panned out for Cardi B. I can't keep up. Bill Murray is desperate to make changes before he's canceled by Hollywood, sources share. Crotchety comedian Bill Murray is being snubbed by the industry pals, tipsters tattle. So now he's desperate to gain back allies and his old friends like Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, before he's permanently canceled for his boorish behavior. His name is Mud, but he knows he's got to change. Insiders say he's trying to be cheery and less weird. He's doing anything to change the current tide of opinion. Terrible. I didn't know that was going on. Saturday Night Live legend, age 71, is notorious for his outlandish antics, says Richard Dreyfuss. Even claims the funny man was a drunken bully behind the scenes of the 1991 movie What About Bob? I gotta write that down. I have been lonely for fun movies in my past. What about that was a fun one for me. What About Bob? Also, what was that Greek movie, my big fat Greek wedding, big fat Greek wedding, I think was it. I think I want to watch that again. And Wedding Crashers. I have to do you guys know I officially, my friend and myself, down in Cincinnati, crashed this huge wing-ding of a wedding reception back in, I guess around 2005. I may have told it once. I have to tell you again. Story time. I really crashed a wedding. I'll have to tell you about it. That will make for a good story time. Okay, so anyways, last year, Bill Murray was replaced by Steve Carell in the upcoming Asteroid City after he contracted COVID-19, but the sources say some people that think that's not the only reason. He's had a cantankerous problem personality. Now he's desperate to make amends. There he is. You know, there's another movie I like with, I'm just thinking of it. It's what's the name of that movie? Billy Crystal, and that gal from Friends. I forgot her name. And the reason I laugh is Billy Crystal is a psychiatrist or psychologist in the movie. Oh, and De Niro. Is De Niro in it as well? Is he the crazy guy? Robert De Niro. And do the whole... I think there's part 1, there's movie 1, movie 2. He says, it's a process. It's a process. That to me is so hysterical because for every thing that comes up, he's understanding and compassionate. He says, well, it's a process. That is to me hysterical. Anyways. Jane Fonda, it says she feels the burn of the facelift, facing up to her secret shame. 84-year-old former Barbarella babe admits she's not proud of her nip and tuck. She's not going to cover up anymore. But this is in here prior to, did she just say she has cancer? The fact that I've had the need to alter myself physically to feel that I'm okay. I wish I was braver and wasn't like that. Shakira could get sent to the slammer for more than 8 years for tax evasion. $24.5 million fine. Oh my goodness. The Colombian cutie is accused of fraudulently claiming residence in Bahamas while living in Barcelona with an ill-fated romance. Oh no. Prosecutors want to bully the beauty into a deal. They're trying to pressure her to come to the table without all the facts being there. Terrible. Bottle Blonde. Pals fear that Britney is raising one glass too many in a toxic plunge into booze. Britney Spears, the pop superstar who recorded the milestone for Instagram, has been living life to the fullest since her conservatorship ended in November. So glad they took my rights away for 13 years to have a cocktail. I'm so grateful, y'all. And her assistant joined Britney for a drink. Wow. Now, since her 2007 year melt, after her notorious substance-driven 2007 meltdown, she shaved her head and attacked a paparazzi's car with an umbrella. So much time has passed. But now, in the conservatorship, she's been acting like an unsupervised teenager since it's ended. Last thing she needs to do is start doing something that will impair her judgment even further, says a concerned insider. Her recent wedding to the 28-year-old personal trainer Sam Asghari was a rushed wedding. Despite the couple having a prenup, they fear the hunk pushed her to the altar to solidify his access to her $60 million fortune. And Sam is also worried about his wife's drinking sources. Sources claim. She's been breaking the bank since the conservatorship was lifted, and falling off the wagon now leads friends to fear she's heading for a crash. They're talking about staging intervention. Mick Jagger, age 79, gave props to a topless fan who flashed her assets at him during a concert. He returned the favor. He lifted his shirt and flashed his chest while belting out, "I can't get no satisfaction." David Crosby, 81, has announced he's too old to take his music on the road. "I think I'm too old to tour anymore," he sadly said. He told a fan, "Well, I guess Neil Young was right. Rest never sleeps." Kenny Chesney, age 54, has reached out in sympathy to the family of a female fan who tragically died in a fall from an escalator during his recent concert in Denver. He says it's heartbreaking and he's devastated. That's sad. I didn't hear about that. Ryan Seacrest. A man from Muncie, Indiana, is being held without bond in his mother's murder, and is dragging Ryan Seacrest into the tragedy. And says that Ryan Seacrest told him to stab his mother. Jake Gyllenhaal and Patrick Swayze. Jake Gyllenhaal will follow in Swayze's footsteps in a remake of the 1989 punch-fest flick Roadhouse. He'll play Swayze as a rock-hard bouncer who takes a job at a rowdy saloon in the Florida Keys. I liked it with Patrick Swayze. I don't know if I'll like the remake. Beleaguered Beyonce edited inflammatory lyrics in her new song Heated. Another request came in from Monica Lewinsky. The former White House intern slammed Queen Beyonce's line in partition that a man, Monica Lewinsky, all over my gown, referring to the then President Bill Clinton leaving telltale DNA on Monica's dress. I do believe it was a navy blue dress. Not sure, but Brad's got it bad for Anna. He's smitten with blonde star Anna de Armas. He's hunting for a new A-list love in Hollywood. And he's taken a serious shine to Cuban cutie Anna de Armas. But she's dating Paul Bukedat. Paul somebody. He's very picky. He has super high standards and wants a real Hollywood princess to be his next love. Kevin Costner won't spend one thin dime. Apparently he's loaded. He makes $1.3 million an episode playing a rancher on the show Yellowstone. There he is on his wife Christine. I think he's saving his money for his kids. He also wears the same jeans and shirts until they're worn out. He rents out a ranch of his own in Aspen, Colorado, $36,000 a night, and a beachside residence in Santa Barbara. He spoils his wife. They got married in 2004. Somewhere I read Kevin Costner is a wise investor who sticks to his budget. I think that's good to be that way, but sometimes it's hard to know where to draw the line sometimes. Bob, Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro, they're Metrosexual Makeovers. Tough guy Robert De Niro's been making big changes, grooming. He wants to impress his decades younger girlfriend Tiffany Chen by teaming up with smooth-faced Billy Crystal to create a mutually beneficial beauty and exercise regimen. Robert De Niro 79 and Billy Crystal 74. They're trading tips on skin products and self-care. Sources say Tiffany Chen has pushed older boyfriend Bob to spiff up his looks, insiders say. They call him Bob. To me, he's a Robert. I'm really not into that. I really just love the masculinity of men. I guess I'm out of the loop. Cara Delevingne. I don't know who she is. Who is she? I'm not sure who that is. Cara Delevingne. Her legs have bizarre bruises. The model and actress appeared disoriented in LA. Saturday Night Live reunion. The joke's on them. Lorne Michaels wants the old stars back for one last hurrah. Insiders say. The cast from the early years included John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Lorraine Newman, Garrett Morris, Jane Curtin, and Gilda Radner. I think Gilda Radner's dead, right? And the other guy, John Belushi's dead. Naomi suicide fear exposed. The Judd clan fights to bury what lawmen found. Yeah, I think we heard about that. And her grandson is a cop. So there's a lot of people snooping. And she's worried that the grandson Elijah would be the one to find her dead. lost a lot of people, haven't we? Naomi, yeah. Judd. Betty White. Rosie O'Donnell. With her new girlfriend, Amy Howard. Or Amy. Yeah, Amy Howard, I guess. Second wife, Michelle Rounds. Kelly Carpenter. And that's her new girl. I haven't heard about Rosie for a long while. And then former slugger Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, struck out with ex-fiancée Jennifer Lopez, but sources say his pals barely managed to stop him from sending a wedding gift to J-Lo and her new hubby. Sending a gift would make him look desperate, they say. He's a narcissist, and he's thinking about how he can make himself part of the Jennifer Lopez story for the rest of his life. I don't know. There's Elton John. He strikes fear into Prada cast. Cast members of the musical The Devil Wears Prada. They're terrified that Elton John, the show's composer, will turn up in Chicago to see a performance for the first time and initiate a hellish reign of terror. They're comparing the portly pop star to the film's famous villain, Miranda Priestley. We're all terrified. Gird your loins, gasps a source quoting a line from the movie. Making matters worse, as Elton walked out of his last musical, Ada, 15 minutes into the show. Just pretend I'm invisible, he says. That's terrible. Well, there's Marvel meeting with John Stamos. He voices Iron Man on TV, introduces his son Billy to the hard guy, and a friend, Spider-Man, at Disneyland. That's cool. And Julian and Derek Howell, the dancing duo, have signed a deal with Walt Disney, but Derek, it says it's a solo deal, leaving his sister to co-host Dancing with the Stars. Everybody's wondering what happened. They were always a team. I thought blood was thicker than water. Yeah, but my wallet's gonna be thicker than anything. That's funny. Lucky Lindsay bags the gym. I'm back in shape now financially. Now that Lindsay Lohan has married wealthy businessman Bader Sharma, sources say she will no longer be doing tacky Planet Fitness ads. She was paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to make Planet Fitness Super Bowl commercials. At the time, she was needing the money, but now she doesn't have to worry about that. She can literally say yes or no based on the job rather than a paycheck. I never saw the ads, did I? Oh, remember Ruth? Dr. Ruth, legendary sex therapist Dr. Ruth Westheimer has released a new edition of her classic book, The Art of Arousal. Bless her heart. Look, she looks the same. That is something. She goes all in. No holds barred book designed for self-pleasure. She has all these questions. There she is with Cyndi Lauper, 1985. You guys remember her? Ryan White set for a chat with the expert for his 2019 documentary film, Ask Dr. Ruth. Was Ryan White the first person or first kid ever to have AIDS? Ryan White. I think that's him. In the 1970s, she trained women to teach family planning and sex education. Judy riding roughshod over Rudy. Ex-wife threatens Giuliani with jail over unpaid $262,000. Judith Giuliani says Rudy owes country club dues and housekeeper payments. The disgraced former New York City mayor has fallen on hard times. He was President Donald Trump's personal attorney. Giuliani became America's mayor after 9/11. Yeah, I remember that. That was terrible. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Johnny Depp was a dud in bed and claims she was an escort. Explosive unsealed court documents. You know what movie I love the most? Oh my goodness, now I can't think of it. Johnny Depp in that movie, the drug movie. It's like a true story of the drug guy, the California drug guy. Oh my goodness. It's a movie where he and Paula Rubens is in it. Pee Wee Herman. What is the name of the movie? I love that movie. I don't know if it's so familiar because it's Southern California and I grew up here. But I think Johnny Depp is so good looking in that movie. I think he's so good looking. But different movies make him look different. But oh, what's the name of the movie? Johnny Depp. Burn? Does it start with a B? Johnny Depp. Oh, Blow. I love that movie. Plus the fact that it's based on a true story makes it even more fun. But I always think of him in that movie. Amber Heard, I'll be honest, I never heard of her till the trial. How many pharmaceuticals were prescribed to Mr. Death? His mood, all his prescribed prescriptions. I don't know who these people are. They're in a big fight. He can't mention her. She can't mention him. Lone Gags Alice. What's his name? Loans? Is that a person's name? Gags Alice with a restraining order. Lone Grufford superhero hunk. I'm out of the superhero loop. I'm out of a lot of loops, I noticed. Alex Jones finally admits that the Newtown, Connecticut massacre was real. That was terrible. Demi Lovato flips pronouns as she jumped off the non-binary bandwagon. The Sorry Not Sorry singer said she was so fluid in her sexuality that she wished to be known as they or them, is now back to being just she and her. Oh my goodness. Todd and Julie awaiting sentencing. Grizzlies play the victim. He's a greedy TV tycoon, Todd Grizzly. I don't know who they were. Reality stars. I think the only reality shows I really enjoyed was Hulk Hogan, Gene Simmons, and I think Ozzy. Was Ozzy the first one? I did enjoy the Osbournes. And then I did kind of like the Girls Next Door back in the day with the three blonde gals. And Hugh Hefner. But aside from those, I can't remember any other reality shows. Never got into the housewife thing. Pooped Pompeo scrubs up less. Ellen Pompeo will make fewer rounds next season in Grey's Anatomy. She's slowing her roll on the nose-diving series. I don't watch that one either. You know what I found out? I get more attached to TV shows or, a series or something after it's gone into syndication. It seems like as it's on, it's not as fun for me. Although Dancing with the Stars, American Idol are fun for me as it's happening. A lot of these shows I find out I like later on, like years later. Uncle Sam flushes your cash down the toilet. 11 wasted reasons why the U.S. is drowning. Federal spending has gone downward, some questionable. Federal spending has gone towards some questionable projects. Yeah. The national debt has surpassed $30 trillion during the Biden administration. Dementia fears for Space Case Shatner. He's 91. TV icon has become absent-minded and disorganized, insiders say. Didn't we just read that he's trying to, spruce himself up to date younger women? He became the oldest person to travel space last year. He can't remember the details. And when it comes to recent activities, he's at a loss. He's stubborn. He assures people he's fine, but nobody around him believes it. oldest space traveler. Now, I'd like to know, did the dimension happen after the space visit? Did the compromised atmosphere do something? That'd be a good experiment to try to see how that happened. Blake Booth's Bad Boy Morgan. Shelton happy to help The Voice alumni, spies say. Morgan Wallen. Never heard of him. Blake Shelton has taken on wild child Morgan Wallen under his wing, like a protege, so to speak. Howie Mandel, Heidi, Sofia Vergara, Simon Cowell. On America's Got Talent. I'm not as excited about that show as much as Dancing with the Stars and American Idol. I don't know why. Eddie McClurg, I don't know who he is. Oh, Edie McClurg. Yeah, I know who she is now. She was on Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Edie McClurg, conservator, sought an order of protection against a live-in companion. Her family has kept her under protective conservatorship, claiming she suffers from a progressive neurodegenerative disorder. She's been living with an abusive male companion. Oh my goodness. I recognize her. That's terrible. Help. I've fallen and I can't get up. Love that commercial. Decades ago. Oh, now he's our king. But look, blood money bribe threatens Charles' grasp on the crown. I don't think so. He's got the crown, right? He just got it just the other day. This was from a few weeks ago. There's somewhat of a campaign to make Prince William the next king. He's caught up in another scandal linked to his charity. Queen Elizabeth may alter the line of succession. That's interesting. This thing came out a couple weeks ago, and now she's dead, so they can't alter the... If that's true, they can't alter the line of succession. Anyways, he made some kind of payoff. Bin Laden paid him $1.2 million after the 9/11 attack. And he was accused of offering Mahfouz Mori Mubarak bin Mofas a royal honor in return for charity donations. Charles' ex-aide Michael Fawcett. He was exposed for accepting $3.2 million cash from Sinkamad bin Jassim bin Jabbar that guy. Something's fishy. The timing of things is, I think, what makes things so fishy. Charles' wife, Camilla, 75, is furious, say sources. Her lifelong dream is to be the queen consort when Charles becomes king, which Her Majesty recently approved of this. She dishes another palace insider's dishes. Now they face ruin. I'm told that she confronted Charles by yelling at him, screaming out, "How could you be so stupid?" Everything they've worked for is exploding around them. And all because Charles couldn't contain his greed and ego. Terrible. Here's a Star Wars Yoda men's hoodie from Bradford Exchange. New therapies for brain tumor. We don't do that because we don't know how true it is. Johnny Cash statue, Bradford Exchange. Batgirl is a turkey. Grace was fresh off In the Heights. The comic book flick starring Leslie Grace won't be released after testing poorly with audiences. It's a movie dud. The DC movie dud hits the dustbin. That's terrible. Leslie Grace, age 27, crime-fighting comic book cutie. And Michael Keaton, age 70, suiting up as Cape Crusader for the first time since 1992's Batman returns. Disappointment with screening audiences. Didn't Michael Keaton just get an Emmy last night? I think he did. Terrible. So what do? They have a movie and they just scrap it? Or they remake the ending or something? Here we are. Jay-Z Beats. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. There she is. Dylan Mulvaney. Mickey Guyton. Gigi Hadid. Joey King. Ali Reisman. I apologize if I pronounce these names odd. I'm out of the loop again. I don't know a single one. But if I had to choose one gown for me, it might be this green one. Not so snug, but possibly that one. Not sure. There's some Halloween. Oh, Ghostbuster floor lamp. Kind of makes me think of Halloween, of course. Bradford Exchange. Boston Bills. NBA legend Bill Russell, who died at 88 on July 31st, was one of the most decorated athletes in the history of American sports. But brutal acts of racism in his team's hometown made his private life a living hell during the turbulent 60s. And then Trailblazer, Star Trek icon Nichelle Nichols, 89, went to her grave devastated by a tragic tug-of-war between her son Kyle and ex-manager Gilbert Bell. Under conservatorship again. That's terrible. I've been hearing a lot of conservatorship debacles. Legal Eagle saves death row dogs. He defends all breeds. Every dog has its day in court, thanks to a lawyer who specializes in plucking pooches off a death row. And this lifeguard who delivered a baby. I think we read about this once before. Natalie Lucas gives the thumbs up to Tessa and Matthew and their new baby. Cool-headed teen lifeguard Natalie Lucas dove into action to help deliver a baby at a YMCA pool. That is something. In July, her water broke. Tessa Reiner, expectant mom. 18-year-old Natalie knew what was happening. She got some towels and a first aid kit, alerted staff. They called 911. Oh, I stayed calm and didn't freak out because that's what you need to do in this job, says Natalie. You can't really hesitate or wait for someone else to come. You're the lifeguard. You're the lifesaver. That's a good story to end with. Both our daughters, their first job, like during high school and beginning college, was lifeguarding. A wonderful experience for them. A great first job for a young person, FYI. Thanks for watching.